When your appeal arrives at the CST, the admin staff do the initial processing. This includes sending a copy of it to the respondent, in this case, Ofsted. If you don't like the idea of them seeing your arguments in advance, don't worry. You also get a copy of their submission, and the same rules apply. They can't change it without the CST's permission.
The CST takes a number of steps to ensure that cases are conducted in an even-handed way, and that includes each side exchanging documents, reports, letters, to make sure that each knows what the other is saying, so that everyone knows what their case is and what the other side's case is. We're not here as a tribunal to prosecute people or to prove a point. We're here to hear the case with as much evidence as possible so that we can reach the right decision.
When you and the respondent receive each other's submissions, you will both be asked to provide any further relevant information, in particular the names of any witnesses you wish to call. Jean is going to call the mother of one of the children she was looking after, and has already asked her if she would be willing to appear. Based on what your respondent has said in their submission, you may also want to put together additional items of evidence. It could be medical evidence or a testimonial letter from a friend or client. Anything relevant to the argument that supports your case. Jean needs a letter from a doctor. Part of her argument is that she was suffering from severe stress and depression at the same time as her childminding business was having problems because her mother was very ill and in fact died. The doctor can confirm that he treated Jean and that she is now fully recovered. Once the office has all this information, it's given to the president of the CST, who decides when the hearing will take place, how long it should take, and who the tribunal members should be. Depending on the complexity of the case, he may also ask for a preliminary hearing. This is for the two sides to agree dates and submit any final documents. It is not to argue the case. The respondent, or the CST Secretariat, will usually collate all the papers each party has sent in support of their case. These papers, called a bundle, are copied to the appellant and the tribunal members. Everyone has the same set of papers for the hearing. Jean now has the complete set of paperwork she needs for the hearing. There are 4 main items: her appeal application, Ofsted's response, her further evidence and information including her witness list, and the same from Ofsted. She's also put a lot of thought into writing down the points and arguments she wants to make in support of her case, and the questions she intends to ask witnesses. You'll see more of this later. Finally, she's asked a friend to come and look after her young child for the day. It's important to get your domestic arrangements sorted out. You don't want to be worrying about what's happening at home when you should be concentrating on the hearing. Jean lives within what is considered to be a reasonable distance from London, so that's where she's going for her hearing. If you live further away, your hearing will be held somewhere that's a manageable journey time from your home. The CST has arrangements with other tribunals to use their facilities around the country. Wherever you go, make sure you leave plenty of time for your journey. If your hearing's in London, please bear in mind that there are limited parking meter spaces outside the CST premises, and if coming by car, you might have to park some distance away. The CST building is equipped for people with disabilities. It has a lift for wheelchair users and a hearing induction loop in the hearing rooms. If you have any queries about provision for disabled people, speak to the tribunal staff. Pocock Street is close to Waterloo Station. When you arrive, you will be shown to a waiting room where your representative, if you have one, and your witnesses will also wait. The other party will wait in a separate room, so you'll be able to discuss your case in confidence. The clerk of the tribunal will come and take you to the hearing room.
Jean Harrison. Hello, I'm Fred Hobbs. I'm the clerk to the tribunal.
Oh, hello.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
Do you have everything that you need?
Yeah.
I'll explain what's going to happen.
The clerk's role is to ensure that everything runs smoothly.
You can go now, if you're ready.
If you run into problems, for example, if one of your witnesses is delayed, this is the person to ask for help. If you are representing yourself, you will be asked to sit in the front row. Your respondent's lawyer will also sit here. If you do have legal representation, you will sit in the second row. The remaining rows are for officials, press and visitors. Unless the president of the CST decides otherwise, hearings are open to the general public. The tribunal panel sits at the front of the room. On one side, there is a desk from which witnesses speak. On the other side is the clerk's desk. Next to it is an audio recorder on which the hearing is recorded. When everyone is ready, the clerk will bring in the panel.
Please.
In this reconstruction, the panel are real tribunal members. Jean, the clerk, and the lawyer for Ofsted are played by actors.
Do please sit down. Good morning, everybody. My name is Liz Goldthorpe and I'm chairing today's hearing. The other members of the panel are on my right, Susan Howell, and on my left, Ken Coleman. And you are Jean Harrison?
Yes.
Good morning, you're very welcome. And appearing for Ofsted we have Rachel Tate, is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Right, thank you. Now, I don't know how familiar you are with our procedure, Mrs. Harrison, but we will begin the case put forward by the respondent, to which you will have opportunities to respond and cross-examine witnesses. And then you will put forward your case in the same way. All right? All right, Mrs. Tate, you may proceed.